when I was a kid, I used to be afraid of like aliens, I guess, like the Greys, whatever, the little gray aliens. I used to watch X-Men. I used to watch, I'm not X-Men, X-Files and shit, What I realize now as an adult is that that whole alien thing is really an analogy for our souls. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And where we come from in terms of not being in this world but not of it. You know what I'm saying? That was preparing me really for to face my soul, which is the alien. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Which is really me. That all this power that I mean, I'm sure you feel it now. When we meet, you'll realize what how powerful it really is. But this kind of power that runs
Mm-hmm.
through me, this shit would be freaky for any fucking child to have access to.
Right.
People think of the soul as if it's like just like some benevolent angel type shit. No, the soul is the most destructive love, and God is the most destructive force in this universe. It's the force that's going to end this universe and end your world.
Mm-hmm.
As a child, how could you think of that as being a positive force? For questions, comments, and to show your support, visit us on the web at afroempath.com.
No, I used to be so afraid of the fucking dark. I think about that now, like as a child. Like I would feel the presence of something in the room. I would be terrified. Like my mom told me to go grab something out of her room. I was so sure I couldn't grab the light switch, so I would go in there. I would hurry and grab something and run the fuck out. And I did that shit for years. And my mom, to this day, I have little night lights throughout the house. Like I keep a night light in every room, but yeah, she had to do that growing up because I was terrified. I could not fucking coexist in the dark without feeling something there. And I'm like, was that me like picking up on like demonic, you know what I'm saying, or spiritual being? Like, I just think about that now.
I think it is
Um,
also is we're also afraid of ourselves, right? Because what
mhm,
people think of the soul as if it's like just like some benevolent angel type shit. No, the soul
mhm.
is the most destructive love, and God is the most destructive force in this universe. It's the force that's going to end this universe and end your world. As a child,
Mhm.
how could you think of that as being a positive force?
Right.
Something
You
that's coming
don't.
to end your world.
I was fearful.
It's fearful,
Like
and
I,
what it
yeah.
is what it is partly we're also afraid of our own soul.
Right.
Because I used to go down, when I was a kid, I used to be afraid of like aliens, I guess, like the Greys, whatever, the little
Mhm.
gray aliens. I used to watch X-Men. I used to watch, I'm not X-Men, X-Files and shit, So it's one of the things that they have
Mhm.
put on there. But I realize now as an adult is that that whole alien thing is really an analogy for our souls. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
where we come from in terms of not being in this world but not of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I realized that when I went down into the dark into the basement,
Mm.
that's really part of what we have to go through in terms of the darkness in order to find our souls, right?
Right.
And being afraid of that. And so I used to go down to the washing machine and dry down in the basement. And I used to imagine there's little aliens peeking in the little windows to
Mm.
look at me and shit. And I'd be afraid, and I would like talk to my mom as I was walking down the steps to be like, like, are you still with me here? Are you still with me? Like, don't,
Mm.
like, I want it, like the sound of your
Mhm.
voice would come from me or some shit, or I would just,
Right.
just be in and out real quick and just, um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I realized that, yeah, that was preparing me really for to face my soul, which is the alien. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Which is really me. That all this power that I mean, I'm sure you feel it now. When we meet, you'll realize what how powerful it really is. But this kind of power that runs through
Mhm.
me, this shit would be fucking freaky for any fucking child to have access to.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm trying to
like you
say?
said, no
It's
child
horror.
should feel that
It's
right
horror.
now.
It's
No.
I mean, even me
Do
thinking
you
about
think
it.
the ones that are disturbed do feel that, and that they don't know how to harness it or, manage it, and so it turns into like what, psychosis, or I mean that's what all that is.
Some of
Obviously,
them,
adults
yeah.
too, but for children it's different.
I think
like indigo
there's a
children.
difference between your soul coming online, right?
Hmm.
And demons again. So demons can actually help to catapult your soul because they're only showing you it's like a sickness that manifests as a result of neglecting the soul. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So they're only there in the same way that a cancer or a cold is there to show you that you're sick. You know what I'm saying? Or
Hmm.
skin rashes on your skin to show you that you need to do something from within.
Right.
And so it's like by as a child you don't know that's your soul that's scaring you. That you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But as
What do
but
I call this? Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. What is it? Is it what are aliens real? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know anything. Like, I didn't know.
Hmm.
You don't fucking know it's real. You're like, is God real? Is Jesus real? You don't fucking know. It's like everything
Right.
is you're in a state of belief. But
Hmm.
I think as an adult, people can negate their soul and negate that calling
Hmm.
altogether and not walk into it. And then when that happens, then those demonic entities begin to act as the guiding
Take
force
form.
in their life. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And then like
Hmm.
the sister or the lady you talked to earlier, it's like you actually some people don't realize that they have a choice.
Right.
Because
They're not conscious
they're
of
not
that.
conscious of it.
Yeah.
They figure that well these demons have ran my life since age yada yada. How do
Hmm.
I find a will outside of my anxiety, outside of my fear,
Hmm.
outside of what they're telling me?
Hmm.
So yeah, there's a difference.
Right.
I never had demons like that. I never. So my fear was just of the power of my own soul. Not everybody, majority of people are not going to have souls that strong, but still, definitely, um, people are absolutely afraid of their own souls, and they don't know how to quantify that, and so they um they see it through the images of the monsters that the world gives them, from
Hmm.
aliens to abductions and all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of
Hmm.
external things to try and quantify something that which is actually beyond the physical.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how, like even sometimes just on my intellectual train of thought, like it can even be juvenile sometimes, like real, like I take myself out of the context of what I've learned in school, and I'll just be like, why why aren't people realizing like all these motherfuckers with the same symptoms, right? With the same issues, hearing voices, like why are we why aren't we able to see that this is a real thing? Like this is something that's not real, right? Like how are we trying to call it something it's not, saying that these are delusions? These are like these motherfuckers are seeing this shit. They can describe it in detail. They've you know I don't know. I believe my patients. I believe my patients, and everything that's real to them is so fucking real to me. Um, I don't doubt anything they say for a second. I mean, obviously you have the ones that are, I don't like the term psychotic, or maybe they
Yeah.
can't rationalize it, right? But there are some of the most just genius individuals that I've had the pleasure of taking care of, and I'm like, there's no level of judgment with me, and they feel that, and they can unpack with me, and it's like it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and even just what I'm doing with you, what we're doing, like I can take that energy back to them and see it in a different light too for myself, and um, you know, I don't know what my point was,
No, I
but
understand your
I
point,
just
I would say
yeah,
also at the same time, like you got to think about this, like
yeah,
there are not like um people like myself. We're not out here like there's therapists or like there's psychologists.
I
So it's
know,
like
I
who
know,
and then we're not by the Western world. We're not
right, I know.
we're witch
But that's
doctors.
the
You know
part
what
of
I'm saying?
me. That's the right. But that's the part of me that I'm trying to like bring into these institutions. But I
Yeah.
have to numb it. I have to squeeze it in. I have to say it behind the door, right? I have to make sure
Yeah,
we're in the
yeah,
back
exactly. So
room.
I'm just saying, like
Um,
they're calling it what they're calling it, and they're clinicalizing it because they don't have the power to even treat it.
no.
They don't have the power to treat it, and nobody
Mm,
they're not going to acknowledge us because that would take away their power and their authority.
mm-hmm.
But it's going to get to the point where our authority is so fucking powerful that it can no longer be denied.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes.
Fuck. Mm-hmm. That like turned me on a little bit to that. Yeah, that
Because
was
you
good.
felt that you feel where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where are you going with it?
I mean, you can feel it, Stephanie. I'm a fucking superhero. This, this it is what it is.
I'm like, oh fuck, Lewis is like, no, and then there's parts of me that's like fuck, how is he? How were you able to just tap in and get? How did you get here? Like this song.
How did I
Oh
get
fuck,
here in terms of with this career that I'm building? You're saying,
everything,
yeah.
everything.
It
Hmm.
was it was a lot of anxiety. I mean, I had to meditate to get. I had to meditate.
And with that cop and everything, like I know all that stuff, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
more, yeah.
I'm saying like
Hmm.
vibrationally. How did I get myself from this little fucking
Vibrationally,
idea to
yes.
actually doing it to get the anxiety of feeling like a fucking freak and a weirdo of talking about the ascension of our souls on this earth and us literally destroying the universe and going back to an eternal kingdom.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, it was step by step. You know what I'm saying? It's like that phrase, like how do you eat an elephant or some shit, right? You know, bite by bite. It's like, it's like it's not it's a gigantic task. You know what I'm trying to say? But I understood
Right.
that through the work I had done in the physical and being willing to give my life, and like I was like energetically, I was that dude that's willing to ride and die for the cause. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so I just it was not like it was a quick it was I had to literally be put in jail for me to for the light of God to
Right.
click in within me. Hey nigger, you're not going to free black people this way. Like you're gonna need to understand some deeper spiritual truths here because your law and some little popgun ain't gonna do it, homie. You know what I say?
Right.
You're not gonna
Right.
fucking overcome tanks and jet fighters on some physical shit like outdoing the cracker. So
Right.
when that took a while for that took a while for me to sink in. You know, I had to humble my fucking ego. Right,
Hmm.
my ego wasn't even an ego that was had bad will, but even trying to save black people is still egotistical. I didn't realize it
Hmm.
at the time because
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just there's no way you could break through past that human logic and other than to have to go through that trial. You know, that's why I talk
Hmm.
about the story of Christ. Like, but even though he was talking, the whole time he was professing God's love, right, out in the street, right. But when it came time for
Hmm.
his ass to be fucking put in trial, that nigga was like, "Yo, if this cup can pass from me, let it." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to. He's like, "Nigga, I don't want to die." You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. You know,
Right. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody. It's like nobody faith has to be cultivated through pain and suffering. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
And so it's like you have to that realization that this world literally is not even real and not worth fighting for cannot come through intellect. You have to go through a painful trial, a painful process of pain and introspection to find wisdom. And
Hmm.
so that's what I went through. I talk about the story of Christ because I'm living it.
Hmm.
Pretty much it. And I knew that if that's the case, and I understand all this metaphysical understanding of life and inner working, nobody else out here is doing it on this level to this degree. That I have a responsibility to teach it, and having the courage to do
Right.
that, and having the courage to um, remain pure in my heart while I'm doing it. You're gonna say, and not obviously have an ego, but not to let that overcome
not
me.
to let that run you.
Yeah,
Not
it's
to let
exactly
that
it.
be the
Yeah, because
foundation.
I've seen people that
Right.
were into this stuff, and leader people misuse their understanding and their gifts. You're going to say
Right.
so.
Yeah.
That the purity of heart is I'm not going to say it's the hardest thing, because I think I am pure of heart, but keep being pure of heart and
Mm-hmm.
not being riddled with anxiety. You're going to say, because when you're
Mm-hmm.
pure of heart, it's like a child is naturally scared to go out into the world and to proceed forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like, how do I keep my childlike innocence and still rule? Well, the truth is that I have to just go out and be myself, and I have to close myself off from the world, so I don't give into it. You know what I'm trying to say?
But you're not there anymore. That chapter has.
Yeah, that chapter has passed, and I think what it is now is that now I have enough people behind me, in terms of people like yourself, that understand what I'm meant to project and bring out into the world. And like the Bible
Mm-hmm.
says, like, my people who are called by my name, if they will humble themselves, you know,
Right.
then I'll heal your lands. And so it's up to others to humble themselves to my childlike heart and my innocence, not for my innocence to change to meet them where they're at egotistically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And bro, you fucking that flowed so beautifully. Just the way you speak about it and how it comes out of you, how it leaves your fucking vessel and it permeates through my ears and I feel that shit in my soul when you say that. Like it just I don't know how you do that.
I'm not gonna
I don't
lie.
know how
I'm
you
not gonna lie. I was thinking the same fucking thing as I'm saying it.
Oh fuck. Are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. I'm thinking the same
Fucking fuck.
fucking
So
thing,
you're
man.
aware, you're conscious of what you do, of
Yes.
how you do it.
Correct.
Fucking
And I
shit,
go
you're
back
gonna make
and
me
I go
fucking
back.
come just talking to me. Fuck.
Steph,
This is not right.
I go back and listen to this shit, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, wow.
Do
Like,
you even know? And we're
yeah,
not even on any. We ain't smoked not one fucking hit of nothing.
exactly
And this
it.
shit is just fucking. Oh god, it's
Yep.
so fucking good. God, it fucking it heals me as you tell it to me. So I just like sometimes I feel like I ask you the same fucking questions in different ways because like I like you said consistency, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we need to be continuously being fed
Reassured. Yeah.
that hunger, like yeah,
That's why I
that
put this.
knowledge. Like
That's why I put this shit in podcast form, because I know there's no way I'm gonna explain this shit over and over again to
there's
people.
no way
I said, listen to this
like
episode.
even this shit right now and
Yeah.
this needs to be shared. Just
Oh,
edit
of
my
course.
podcast.
Of course. Yeah.
But you do. You're so great. You are great.
Okay. Thank you. Don't say it too much, because
I
golly.
know. Well, I don't want to worship you, but I'm just saying, like at the end of the
I
day,
know. Thank you. I
um,
appreciate that. I received that. I received that. But
I want you to make sure that that's not what this is, or to ever feel like, yeah,
no, I understand. I understand.
it's
You, yeah, like
yeah,
my power comes through my humility to serving God's will. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. It's beautiful
I
because I
understand
haven't
that,
seen like
and I appreciate that.
the world. We have not seen it done in this fashion, in this way, and it's yeah, it's like this. You gonna save humanity with this shit, but I think my final question, like I want to know, like what, like so, let's say everybody like they absorb all these principles and all these foundations of saving our souls, right? We're
Hmm.
all on this level together. Um, and like you said, we can't go against these white folks and these tanks and this government and
Yeah.
all their weaponry, right? So,
Hmm.
but we have the tools that that
I can explain it
we've
to you. I can
harnessed, we've
explain it to you right
cultivated.
now. I just
So
you
what? So what is
sure.
how?
I'll explain it how it happens. I'll
Okay,
explain it vibrationally how it happens.
okay,
Right. Okay. So
okay.
this a visualization. Right. This is why you should listen to the podcast.
All right.
I break this down. But
Yes.
think of a pentacle or a 5-pointed star. Right.
Hmm.
And imagine the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice on each one of those points. Right.
Hmm.
We have to vibrationally align ourselves with each one of those principles in order for the lower vibrations of this world to no longer have a purpose, no longer serve a purpose. So,
Hmm.
for example, you can't without justice there can't be peace, right?
Right.
Without truth, there can't be love. Without whatever, or without love, there can't be freedom. Whatever, all those are connected, right? If you think about it, some of this takes time. You got to ponder on your own, right? But basically,
Right. Right. The
yeah,
polarity of it. I was telling you, like, yeah.
they're all. So
Mhm.
these are all connected.
Mhm.
Um, and basically, the one aspect that we cannot do on our own of those, what is it? I'm gonna ask you, which one of those can we not do necessarily on our own, that we need, let's say a Christ figure or a superhero to do?
The freedom
That,
aspect, or
that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. True.
yeah.
Yeah, but also which one else?
Um, I know, but I don't know. Um,
It's the justice part.
it's okay. I was just gonna say justice, but I was
Justice.
like,
Yeah, it's a justice, right? That's why I
okay,
had
right,
all these superheroes, the Justice League, right? The Avengers, right?
right.
Because
Mhm.
what we want is justice, but we can't get it because what's holding it back is their armies, their tanks, their police officers, their court systems, their
Mhm.
systems. All those systems are at the end of the day held back by men with guns, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's where Christ comes in, or the superheroes come in, or right, to be able to bring that vibration through their vessels. You're gonna say, and make it so those people no longer serve a purpose, because in the Bible it says no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You're gonna say,
Mhm.
and so
Right.
that's what we're looking to do. And when those vibrations align, essentially, we'll look around at some point and they won't even be they won't even exist, because everything's vibration, and they'll no longer
Mhm.
serve a purpose vibrationally, right? And
Mhm.
so it's pretty much it. If the only thing eternal is a soul, then
Mhm.
think of it this way: justice really is us just awakening and realizing this was just all a dream.
Right.
And those who were part of the dream is end when it ends, and those who were experiencing it, wake up and become lucid, and awaken from that dream. And then
Mhm.
um it's like a new heaven, a new earth, basically. Yeah, that's the
Right.
promise.
So pretty much this shit will cancel the fuck out.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it
exactly it.
won't.
Yeah, it never really happened. All we're doing
It
is
never.
it never
Yeah.
it never actually happened. The thing is,
Will
we
we live long enough to? Will it be in our lifetime?
I mean, it's like, it's like every generation says, wants that, but it's like, I can tell you for sure that by meeting me, I can tell you that, yeah, we are evolving. Me and you feel it. It's something that you feel. That's something you can see. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
it's a knowing. That's what faith is. And so it's like you just have to proceed, day by day in that faith. But the great thing about it is that it feels so good that why wouldn't you want to move forward in that light anyway? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. And in terms of heaven, like, like, what is it? Like, we've never, even the original heaven still had a flaw, which was free will. So we've never known. It's a place we've never been before. You know what I'm saying? It's all going to be
Mhm.
new. And the thing is, it's not, it's going to be forever. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
Like, there will never
Mhm.
be there will never be a chance for free will and for another matrix to be formed. So,
Mhm.
like, it's just just that vibration is like, you know so nice to think about and hold on to. You know what I'm trying to say? That's where we're going, and we cannot fail. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just a matter of us.
What if that vibration is heaven? What if that's part of it? Right.
What do you mean?
Just the vibration of it, like where we're going, like those are pieces
that's
of
that's
heaven,
that's part of that's
right?
that's part of the vibration that we carry within ourselves. But I'm saying,
Yeah.
where on terms of what we can see with our eyes and things like that, like where we're going
Mhm.
is something that we've never.
Mhm.
It's like, it's a dimension that we wouldn't know how to express. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
It'd be like,
Mhm.
well, trying to figure out, trying to think about, trying to tell a dog what a human dreams about, some shit. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
They wouldn't get it. They don't even see in the same colors. They don't even, it's not even, they don't have the same thoughts. They don't, it's like, yeah, it's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
You getting sleepy here, yeah?
I'm getting sleepy, but I'm like I'm holding on to your words and what you're saying and how you're saying it. Mm. I think I will. I think I will finally close my eyes and rest for a
Yeah.
moment.
Okay. Yeah. We'll talk tomorrow. Yeah. And we'll get this cabin situated.
I think we're talking later today,
Yeah. Same thing.
tomorrow.
Yeah. It's going to
Mm.
be another like 11, 12, 11 hours. So I'll see you then. All right.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You're
You
welcome.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
What is exceptional is that the Vatican was taking very seriously what science might tell us about the possibility of extraterrestrial intelligent life forms. That's what the conference was about. I can't tell you that the Vatican found any alien life. I don't think that's what they were looking for, but they were taking very seriously the issue.
You know the history, just like we do. I mean, they've come a long way since Galileo for...
Recently, they just had five segments on the History Channel called Ancient Aliens. I got all 5 recorded, called Ancient Aliens. The 5th one, they started being concerned about what will happen if the angels visit us, the aliens visit us, because clearly we can't visit them. We don't have the technology. And they made a mention again by 2 people. Stephen Hawkins made mention a month ago that if the aliens come, they're gonna be hostile. Now he don't bit more know that from anything in the world, but does he know something, or do they know something? Now check it out. I didn't know that Pope Benedict also said we need to get ready for the aliens, and he explained it in this way. Well, clearly you can't think that God's energy or God's power is just subject to our finite minds. God's mysteries, if God is the greatest thing in the universe, then they have to include aliens too. So they're setting all this stuff up. But they're trying to get you scared of you. Now, give you the last little piece. Last time I was on, I told you that the discs are the UFOs, or the ships, or the chakras. The chakras of our glorified people. Remember I talked about that? All right. Let me give you what the alien is. What's driving the ship? Remember the movie Meet Dave with Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Who was the commander up in that baby? Eddie Murphy and the old fine-ass Gabrielle Union or what have you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
Yes, sir. Now, check it out. Check this out. The bald-head alien that you see with the big eyes that they've been showing since the 1960s. Now we explained that we don't have abductions. The abductions were started by the government from 1947 on up to now. Why would an alien, which is not even physical, because we talk about angelic beings or glorified beings, come down here and play with somebody's booty hole? You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yes.
And violate somebody. You see, but see, this is where racism comes in. They're so racist until their whole sociopathic mindset to what aliens is going to bypass the oldest people on earth and go, you understand what I'm saying? If they're going to study somebody and go study the Johnny-come-latelys. You see, if you're trying to study the origin of the species on earth. So, that whole thing is all a bunch of hoax to throw you off that we, not only is it the angels and aliens, but it's the ancestors and aliens. And then let's find out what is the alien driving the ships.
Right.
Okay,
right.
the bug-eyed deity that they showed in fire in the sky with D.B. Sweeney, Fire in the Sky, when it was in the ship, they looked in the closet and they had these suits hanging in the closet with the big bald head alien with the bug eyes.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, you must understand that that design of aliens that they always show now and trying to front since Roswell, but they've been trying to show now, came from a drawing that appeared in 1919 in the Greenwich Village by Aleister Crowley called Lamb. Lamb is an extraterrestrial intelligence in which Crowley was in an astral contact with. Here's the word astral again, okay? In 1919. The drawing by Crowley appeared in an exhibition held in Greenwich Village, New York City, the same year. Because Aleister Crowley was from Britain, but I think he stayed a year in New York or 2 years in New York. I think it might have been a year. But he went to Greenwich Village, and he at an art exhibition he gave in 1919 the first version of the aliens that the government been using, and they've been using on movies for years. It's the same one. He gave a drawing, but his he got from an astral vision of a god called Lamb, an extraterrestrial intelligence. Now, this is the key on this. This is the key. They took that drawing and they made the eyes bigger because the other one has regular eyes. They took that drawing and they made it into the big-eyed version, and they've been using that same version of an alien for years and trying to make it a physical. He got it from an astral vision. Now, if you really study the drawing of Lamb, he has a certain shape of a head. Now, they tell you that the pineal gland is in the shape of a grain of corn. That is why Osiris is a corn deity. It's a corn deity. It's in the shape of a grain of corn. When you look at Lamb's head in this picture from 1919, his head is in the shape of a grain of corn. The extraterrestrial known as Lamb are the extraterrestrials out here that they have been copying it and modified, but the original one was from Crowley. Those extraterrestrials are none other than the pineal gland. That is the alien. So when they said they are afraid of aliens coming, they're afraid of activated pineal glands.
Right, right.
Lamb has the shape of an egg or the shape of a grain of corn, which is the pineal gland. Your aliens are nothing but the activated pineal gland, which is the eye of Heru.